There's breaking news coming in on gas prices. Sources are now telling CNN IBN that the cabinet note is proposing a modification of the Ranganath formula on gas pricing.
This is the Rangarajan formula that came into effect under the UPA government. Sources have told us that the cabinet will take a fresh call on the mechanism for future gas pricing and that a cabinet note is already ready. The oil ministry is awaiting a call from the cabinet. Sources have told us that the modification of this formula is only a short-term measure. CNBC TV 18's Nayantara Rai is on the phone line with us for more on this big news. Nayantara, are you essentially telling us that this is going to be an interim measure?
It certainly seems like this is an interim, a short-term measure to provide clarity to the oil and gas industry on what the gas prices will be at the moment. Sources telling me that the cabinet note that has been proposed by the oil ministry proposes modification of the Rangarajan gas price formula that had been approved in June of last year. Sources saying that there were certain anomalies, certain flaws in this formula which they are now trying to correct. For example, the Japanese hub, which was part of this formula, and the Japanese hub is considered to be one of the most expensive gas hubs in the world, has been removed. A higher weightage, I understand from my sources, has also been provided to the domestic gas output. And when you put all of this together, add all the variables that are prevalent today, that gas price formula, the modified one proposed by the oil ministry, is throwing up a price of nearly $6 to $6.7. It's substantially lower than the $8.4 that was being reached as per the original Rangarajan gas price formula when it had been approved in the month of June of last year. That's one point. Second, this is a short-term measure. The government had promised certain companies it would provide clarity before the 1st of July. So in light of that, this is the clarity that I'm picking up could come. I want to caveat all of this saying that this is just a proposal of the oil ministry. The final decision, of course, has to be taken together by the cabinet on gas prices. Now, when I'm saying short term, it also means that going forward, perhaps the cabinet will decide on the future mechanism. Is there going to be a new expert committee? This is going to be a committee on how to arrive at the gas price for the future. So this is indicating that the Prime Minister's office is very keen that, this time round when the formula is reached, a new formula, it should involve all stakeholders, not just the oil and gas players present in the country at the moment, but even foreign players that still have to enter the country, fertilizer companies which will be impacted, power companies that will be impacted. So sources indicating the Prime Minister's office wants all of these stakeholders to also be part of the process to decide the future gas price. Before I sign off, the UPA government, when it approved the Rangarajan gas price formula, had said that there's going to be one gas price for the entire country. It's going to be a uniform gas price. Sources indicating it's going to be the cabinet's call to decide whether we should continue with that, with one uniform gas price, or whether it should be differential.
All right, Nayantara Rai, thanks very much for getting us that big breaking news.